Staring at herself in the mirror on the restroom door. Voices in her head that mirror what she's heard before.
Hey beautiful people, it's your girl Shakima. I'm actually just stopping in today to do a quick reading for you guys. This is going to be a general reading for the collective. This is going to be an angel answers. I usually edit these videos, but I am a little bit strapped for time, guys. So I'm actually going to try and get some sort of schedule into place so that I can do these videos for you guys and actually get the momentum going, because editing actually takes a lot of time, a lot more time than I anticipate to be able to spend in these spaces. So this is going to be an angel answers reading for you guys. Before we get into it, guys, be sure to subscribe if you guys like my vibe. Definitely, I would love to have you be a part of the tribe. Be sure to comment down below and let me know how you've been able to effectively utilize the info that I'm going to be unfolding for you guys, and be sure to give me a thumbs up. That way I know that you're appreciating the content, and if it doesn't resonate, do just let it dissipate, okay? But if it does resonate, again, be sure to comment down below and let me know in what way it's actually resonated with you and how you were able to effectively utilize the info. So this, my loves, is going to be a timeless angel answers guidance for us. Soul Searching Sundays today. So we're going to be digging deep to have a little bit of insight into maybe some of the things that may be disrupting our peace and disturbing our soul. Just to get some clarity on that, I'm going to pull some angel answers guidance for you guys to see if, you know, the guides have anything that they can advise on how to navigate through the process of whatever it is that you're actually navigating through. Reason why you've actually been, I guess, aligned to this video. So this is pretty much where you take an opportunity now to take a minute, take a deep breath, just really sit down into your heart space, really dig down into the center of yourself and ask what it is that you are seeking for clarity on. And as you kind of go within to yourself to kind of get some insight into that, I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards for us. Hey, Shreya, beautiful. Lovely to see you, my love. We're actually just going to go and have a look and see what is the overall angel answers for us, guys. So for the collective, guys, as far as the question that's on their heart, as far as the insight they're looking for, the guidance that they're trying to get some sort of clarity on, what is the overall guidance for us as a collective? Okay. Right. So we've got some insight. Lovely to see you too, my love. Lovely to see you too. Okay. So there's a few sort of aspects to the situation that we're navigating through. So for some of us, we have asked a question and it's basically revealing to me that there's an imbalance with the trust. There may be aspects of the situation that we're not necessarily trusting that what is rightfully ours will be decreed to manifest accordingly. So what I'm seeing is that the angels are advising that doubt is a significant resistant blocker to what it is that you're trying to manifest. So what they're showing with the situation is that it's about the stages of the situation, right? And there are certain aspects of the circumstances that you're praying on that is going to resolve itself within the next 2 to 2.5 weeks. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get the outcome that you want all the way in the next 2 to 2.5 weeks. What's going to be taking place is that you're going to be developing in your faith. You're going to be developing in your trust in the process and your trust in yourself and trusting that you actually have what it takes within yourself to be able to fulfill whatever outcome you actually want, because faith is something that is definitely instrumental if we're trying to override fate. Fate is, I guess, manifested through karmic circumstances. So based on the decisions that we make. Faith, however, is something that supersedes fate. Faith can give us the likelihood of manifesting miracles where there was no possibility with certain circumstances once before. So at this point, we're basically going to be building our faith over the next couple of weeks. And whenever you see this, the next couple of weeks for you is from the moment that you see this video, okay? Because this is a timeless angel answer. So what you need to know is that within the next 2 to 2.5 weeks, you'll be able to develop your trust. You'll be able to let go of some of the doubt and some of the worrying concerns that you have about the situation not necessarily unfolding in your favor. It's not necessarily a time for you to be assertive in the next couple of weeks. That is a time for you to be receptive in the next couple of weeks, to be able to really allow for the developments of what's unfolding beneath the surface to reveal itself to you. There is going to be, from what I can see with the situation, within the next, I want to say 3 to 4 months, you'll actually start to see the newness of the situation coming in. You'll actually start to see that things are moving in the direction that you had been hoping for. However, like I mentioned, in the next 2 to 2.5 weeks, that's where your faith is going to be tested. That's where you're going to be able to overcome some of these doubts that's causing the resistant blockers for you, and the situation will improve within the next 3 to 4 months. It's not so much about you kind of having to choose a new direction so much as far as in the physical realms of things. It's more so that you have to continue on the path that you're already on and really trying to align yourself with the faith that things are happening in divine timing for you. You will have to wait for certain things when it comes to the situation to reveal itself. Like I said, that's the waiting period. The next 2 to 2.5 weeks is the waiting period for you. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be forcing things. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be putting too much forceful desires out there. Your intentions are already being cultivated. It is actually in the process of going through a resolution for you. Now is the time for you to kind of forgive. So what happens a lot of the times when we're working on the things that we're trying to manifest, things may not go our way, and then our attitude starts to become a little bit stinky. Okay. Now, because of the mirror principle denotes that we have to, how can I put it? So the mirror principle denotes that whatever we are, I guess, whatever attitude that we're putting out there shall be returned to us. Again, these are some of the fate-based aspects of the situation that we're going to be overriding in the next 2 to 2.5 weeks, but it needs faith to be able to undo some of the bad attitude that we've had in the past towards some of the circumstances that we're navigating through and have been navigating through. It is going to be a very, very intrinsic, so it's going to be an intimate moment as God takes you through the journey of these situations. There's certain things that he wants you to reconsider, and also to go into deeper considerations about when it comes to your ability to really, how can I put it? Your ability to really commit to some of the decisions that you've made, because basically what's taken place is that you've been working towards certain intentions, working towards certain timelines. And as I mentioned, when the resistances show up, now we fall into the vibration of doubt. Now we fall into the vibration of, is this really going to happen? Our faith is being tested in the process of it. And what we find ourselves doing is stagnating the timeline by moving into feeding some of those doubts. And those doubts starts to breed fear, and those fears starts to manifest deterrence towards the actual timeline that we've been working towards manifesting, you know? All good, beautiful. All good. See you later, my love. Thank you for stopping into this space. We appreciate you. Thank you. Sunday vibes. But what I will say to you guys is it's really a case of knowing when to take action. Okay. God doesn't want you to basically feel like you're doing this on your own, because you're not. And this is some of what we need to be able to purge during the course of the next 2 to 2.5 weeks, because we have to bear in mind, right? We're co-creating with divine source. We're co-creating with God. And although we have our intentions, God is also working towards those intentions for us to make sure that we are able to cultivate those timelines to the most optimal probability as possible. So sometimes when God is obviously decreeing what he sees fit, we tend to start to doubt certain things. We tend to start to feel as though God doesn't want it for us, and he does. He just wants it to be able to manifest in a healthy way, which means that we have to purge some of our unhealthy vibrations, like doubt, like resentment, like all of these fear-based programming that is basically standing in resistance to that. The recovery period isn't necessarily in the next 2 to 2.5 weeks. And I need to make this clear to you guys, because I don't want to give you guys false hope. In the next 2 to 2.5 weeks, you're going to be working on building your faith. You're going to be working on building your faith and strengthening your belief within yourself. And as you navigate through that, the guidance is to me dictate for the answers. So meditate, go within yourself, go into introspection, take that moment of intimacy with yourself, okay, to be able to really get some clarity on some of the answers that you've been seeking for, because God is going to be providing you with the downloads to be able to give you the right guidance. Look for the signs, guys, because they are going to be coming in, okay? They are going to be showing you and revealing to you exactly how to align with some of those big happy changes that may not be taking place right now, because we're not a vibrational match to some of those changes because of some of these low vibration that we're sort of taking into those tides. We need to be able to purge these. We need to be able to release these to create space for the newness that God has in store for us, that God has in store for our lives. There's certain emotional attachments that are very unhealthy. There's a lot of emotional enmeshments that are entangled. And it's kind of weighing us down as we're trying to ascend into some of those timelines. So God is helping us to be able to purge that. It is. Sometimes we're trying to force certain timelines, and those timelines that we have in mind, we're not necessarily prepared. As much as we might feel like we're ready, sometimes we're not necessarily prepared for some of the things that we're asking for. So God gives us some more time to be able to prepare. And that's when we're supposed to be looking for the omens, looking for the signs, looking for the communication from the universe about what course of action to take with certain situations. What they are sort of saying is that your belief is going to be, as your belief ascends, so as you basically amplify your belief to some of the timelines that you're working towards, you'll start to be able to clear out some of those unlikely air. So when I say unlikely air, the stars hadn't necessarily aligned for certain circumstances, but now, like I mentioned to you guys several times in the last couple of weeks, we've got the outer planets that have now gone direct. Jupiter is direct as of last Monday. So the blessings giver wants to be able to bestow some of these blessings upon us. What we need to be doing now in the next few weeks is to learn why we are being given these no's right now, so that we can understand what we need to do to be able to align for the yeses when they come. When they come, guys, again, those yeses shall be sort of revealing themselves to us. I want to say within the next 3 to 4 weeks from now, but we won't necessarily see the grounding of some of those manifestations. They won't necessarily be tangible until about 3 to 4 months from now. So be sure to clarify these timelines. So within the next 2 to 2.5 weeks, we're going to be working at upping our faith game, upping our game as a spiritual gangster in these streets, upping our belief within ourselves and what we're capable of. Okay. 3 to 4 weeks from now, we'll start to see how some of that faith building is shifting the narrative on our timeline, shifting the narrative on some of our circumstances. And then we'll be on this journey for the next 90 days following that to be able to kind of see the transformation that's possible. Utilize the energies of this Scorpio new moon. We've got that coming on Thursday as well, to really set your intentions on some of the transformation that you'd like to see within the next 6 months from now, when we've got the Scorpio full moon. 6 months from now would be roughly around about, hey brother, 6 months from now would be roughly around about, if I'm not mistaken, around about April. So you kind of want to be able to set your intentions on the kind of transformation that you'd like to see for yourself at least 6 months from now, and work through your resistance, work through your doubt over the course of the next 2 to 2.5 weeks, and breakthrough moments will start happening and taking place for you within the next 3 to 4 weeks beyond that. We won't necessarily be getting everything that we're praying for in that time span, guys, but don't worry, rest assured that the angels and the guides are definitely working for you. They're working on your behalf based on certain opportunities that you've already been given. So what we're working with at this point is past opportunities that are already here in the present moment. What we need to be doing is tapping into some of those. What we need to be doing is letting go of some of our worries so that we can be more attuned to be able to receive some of those blessings. Love you too, brother. Thank you for stopping into this space. It's important to be able to ask for help when you need help. And sometimes you're not always going to be able to have the right reflection around you. So you may be looking or placing the expectation of help on another individual outside of yourself. And sometimes God is strengthening you within yourself. So sometimes it's about really putting in that deep dedication to pray, to ask for what it is that you need, and really applying yourself and adjusting yourself to be in a position to be able to receive some of the things that you've been praying for. Because one of the things that God has been speaking to me about, guys, and this is why some of the retrogrades that we've kind of faced this year has been very, very instrumental in our personal growth and development, is we've had to purge some of these darkness from our hearts. And although, yes, you know, we are working towards our greatness and we're working towards getting to a place where we can live in the vibration of joy as much as possible, joy isn't constant. Nothing is actually constant. The only thing that's constant in the universe is that everything must be inconsistent and on constant, if you will. So what we are working towards at this point is really allowing for ourselves to basically identify some of the parts of ourselves that needs to be purged, some of the darkness on our hearts that needs to be released. And when I say that, I'm speaking about jealousy. I'm speaking about hatred, by the way that, you know, because hatred usually is, I guess, it conditions our hearts when we have been misrepresented in situations and when we've been mishandled in relationships as a result of some of the poor decisions that we make in situations. It's really about not necessarily communicating externally, but really focusing on the internal conversation that God is going to be having with you, because he is going to be giving you a yes, and he is going to be giving you insight into the timeline where that yes actually exists for you. Okay, because everyone's timeline is very different. It depends on what the stars are doing, how their star is actually engaging with the universal flow of the tides as well. So there's a lot of factors to it, guys. What I would say is the internal dialogue that you're going to be having with yourself over the course of the next couple of weeks is really where you're going to be able to attune to what God has decreed for you, because there's a checkpoint for that, yes, okay, but it's a journey towards it, and there's a very specific timing on your timeline where God has given that to you, and it's about compromising with when you feel like it needs to happen and being open to receiving through the law of correspondence. Let God speak to you about when he's decreed that yes for you, and it will give you more insight into where you need to be positioned and when you need to be positioned in that focus of yourself, in that alignment with yourself. And as you do so, it will start to improve the situation, and you will no longer just be ready, but you'll also be willing and prepared for the amazingness that God has bestowed upon your timeline. Okay, just listen to your intuition. There is success that has been decreed for you, but it also is reflective on the network that is there to be able to, I guess, assist you as you fall into that channel, as you fall into that timeline. There's a network that's also, and this is why it's important for us sometimes to really take our time with certain things, because there's also other people that have their assignments, and their assignments are very, very important to the unfolding of our assignments. But there are certain things that they have to do first in order to align with us. And there are certain things that we have to do first in order to align with them. So you have to give them the room, the space, and the honor to be able to complete their assignments as they need to as well, because it's not just about what we're creating, it's about what we're doing as a collective. So with all that being said, just hang tight. Know that just because certain things hasn't happened doesn't necessarily mean it won't happen. It's just a process for it to happen. And God wants to reveal to you a little bit more about the process. That's the conversation that he wants to be having with you over the course of the next couple of weeks. Allow for yourself to be open, allow for yourself to be receptive, and allow for yourself to be present within yourself to be able to receive this very intrinsic guidance and downloads that is going to be, I guess, coming to us over the next couple of weeks. Okay, my loves, that's pretty much everything from me for you guys. I am going to be scheduling a few lives for you guys this week, because I do have some insight that I want to provide to you guys for some readings for Team Gryffindor, Team Slytherin, Team Hufflepuff, as well as Team Ravenclaw. So Air Tribe, Earth Tribe, Water Tribe, and Fire Tribe. Okay. As we kind of go into unpacking some of those things, I'm going to create a schedule so that you guys can come into the space, so that I can show up for you guys, so that we can work in cohesion with some of these timelines of some of these things that are taking place. So hang tight and look out for some of those schedules, guys. I'm going to love you guys and leave it there, because my phone was actually ringing because I'm scheduled for a call right now. So I'm going to go and check into that space. But I'm sending you guys so much love. I'm sending you guys so much faith, so much promise, so much belief in self for what is about to unfold for us as a collective. 2022 is literally a turning point into our greatness. And it's going to be so amazing, guys. I can't wait to see how it's actually going to unfold for each and every single one of us. So on that note, I'm going to love you guys and leave it there for you guys. If you guys haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe and join the tribe. I'd love to have you guys as we unfold with these chapters together. And be sure to comment down below and let me know how the next couple of weeks actually unfold for you guys, how your relationship with God is actually being strengthened in the process, and also some of the messages and some of the downloads that you're actually receiving from God in the process as well, because it's going to be very, very instrumental into the timelines that he's going to be pushing you in gently. It's a gentle push, guys. Don't worry. It's a gentle push for 2022. Okay, my loves. On that note, be sure to, like I said, comment, like, share, subscribe, and hang tight for more of these awesomeness, because I'm definitely going to be giving you guys as much as I can to be able to assist you guys in the process of just this epic time of mankind's evolution. Okay. On that note, I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. I will love you guys and leave it there for you guys for now. And I will see you guys this week. We're definitely going to have a little bit more of these conversations to really unpack some stuff throughout the week. So yeah, see you guys probably tomorrow, more than likely. Okay. Watch out for the schedule. Take care, my lives. Mwah. See you in the next one. Ta-ra.
Things they said to hold her back, they never seem to leave her head, and tend to keep her minded. Whoa.